Ladies and gentlemen, welcome from the Munich Precious Metals and Commodities Show. Today is Saturday. This is our second day. I welcome here in his booth Robert Archer of Newrange Gold. He went back to the roots, to the exploration business, to our Goldseiten readers and our visitors. He is very well known as the previous CEO of Great Panther Silver. Bob, what happened that you went back to the exploration business? Are you crazy, or do you like the challenges in this tough, still very hard market?
Yeah, well, probably a little bit crazy, but I am an exploration geologist by training, going back to my early days in the business. And when I stepped down from Great Panther, it was something that I just kind of fell into naturally, I suppose. I had been a shareholder of Newrange for several years anyways, and so I already knew the management, and they first asked me to join the board of directors in 2018, which I did. And then by the end of 2018, the previous president and CEO, Bob Carrington, asked me to take on the role of CEO, look after the capital markets side of the business while he focuses on the project side, because he lives in Reno, is close to the project, and he likes to be out there banging on rocks. So so it's good. It's a good arrangement. We work well together, and I really like the project, the potential of the project. Yeah.
So you mentioned Reno. Means we are in Nevada. Please give to our audience a brief summary of your company, about the project and what happened so far with the company.
Well, the company actually transitioned from working in Colombia into the U.S. in 2016. Took an option on the Pamlico project at that time, and it's in western Nevada in the Walker Lane Trend, and right off the main highway between Reno and Las Vegas. So access is terrific. We're just a few miles outside the town of Hawthorne, and so we have road access, power line crosses the property, and most importantly, it's a past producing district going back to the late 1800s, at which time it was known as one of the highest grade districts in Nevada. And as many of your viewers will know, Nevada is currently the number 5 producing region in the world as for gold, and very, very prolific area. And so with a past producing mine, we think we've got a good shot at bringing this back into well, we probably won't be the ones to bring it back into production, but certainly to advance the project.
There's a saying that the best place for a new mine is close to an old mine. And,
yes, right.
I heard you have several old mines at your property.
Correct.
Do you have some historic results, what they produced in the past?
Not really, no. There are no records going back to those days, but we do know that it was very high grade, and they were sending the high grade ore up to the Comstock Lode in Virginia City on horse and cart back then. But one of the unique things about this project is that it's been privately owned since 1896, and it still is. We were optioning it from a family, and so that means that it's never really seen much modern exploration. And so we're getting in there. We're doing that now. We've done a little bit of drilling, but importantly, there are more than 300 old access points, portals going into the hillsides, and probably about 8 to 10 kilometers of underground workings. So we have access to that. So you can think of an underground tunnel as like a horizontal drill hole, in a sense, and you can actually get in. And it saves a huge amount of money. You can imagine how much 8 kilometers of drilling would be. It's 8,000 meters. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, and maybe millions. So to have access to that, it's a very, very cost-effective way of determining what's there. So we've been actively doing that all year long.
And what kind of work programs do you have ongoing, and are there already any results published? The underground sampling is ongoing, and from one of the mines that we've been sampling, one of the old mines we've been sampling, we've been getting samples in the order of 13 to 14 grams per ton gold and 50 to 70 grams silver, over strike lengths of about 40 meters or so, and we now know there's good continuity down dip as well and vertically. So
the results are extremely encouraging, and so we're just moving from one of these old mines to the other, and getting a better understanding of everything and preparing for the next drill program, which will probably come in the first quarter of next year.
Okay. The market is still tough. We faced it in the past few days. It went down, but you made quite a clever deal. You sold a property that you owned from your previous times in Colombia to gold mining with stock and some cash to keep dilution down and to care for your shareholders, right?
Yeah, exactly. Since we transitioned out of Colombia, we did have some good solid assets there, but the company hasn't done any work in Colombia for 3 years and really has no intention of going back. So this was a really good way to monetize those assets, and by selling this first one to gold mining, it brings in $1.4 million in cash and shares. Probably over the next 12 to 18 months we'll be able to monetize that, and that paves the way for us to sell the subsidiary, Colombian subsidiary, and the remaining projects to a private Australian company, which has already been announced, and so that should go through within the coming weeks as well, and so those two deals combined should bring in about $2 to $3 million for the company over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, and provide a really nice source of non-dilutive funding for the company, and to fund the drill programs that we want to do.
You mentioned that your property, I have to get back to the property for a moment, was owned by a family.
Yes.
What did you do differently to get it? Nevada is Elephant County, and there are big names, Newmont, Kinross. What did you do differently to get this property?
Actually, it came through a family connection. Robert Carrington's father, Jack, was an associate, a friend of the patriarch of that family, and had actually worked with him on the property in previous years. And so there was that family connection, and Bob Carrington had actually been on the property himself, so had been aware of it for several years, and really liked it, liked the potential. And so there was an opportunity for us to step in and to negotiate an option on the property, and so that's kind of how it came about. So just, I guess, me right in the right place at the right time with the right connections.
And I think also for the family a good way to get some value out from a dormant lying property.
Right, yes. Unfortunately, I mean, the patriarch of that family, Dick Merritt, passed away around about that time, and the rest of his family really had no interest in continuing with any sort of small-scale mining operations, and so it gave us an opportunity to step in, and the option agreement is really just set up as a cash annuity for the family. So it was a win-win situation.
Sounds great. I wish you the best success for your new venture, Bob, and I hope to get many good results from you in the next months. And enjoy the show here.
Great. Thanks very much, Jan.
Welcome.